In this video, how to create start location with animation, how to create a checkpoint, and trigger checkpoint with animation after player hit checkpoint object. How to use player prefs to save checkpoint position with integer values, or how to save it with string type. How to remove some characters inside a string using string replace. How to split a string to an array of string. Get a vector 3 value from a string, and move player to a safe position. When game is reset, player will move to a safe checkpoint. If player hit another checkpoint, new checkpoint position will be saved. Create a new UI button. Name it Button Restart. Change text to Restart. Edit the text style as you want. Change it color too. Make the button size bigger. Then move it to the top corner. If you press play and try to click button restart, nothing happened yet. Next, after button restart is pressed, reload the current scene. Create new script. Open it. Remove unnecessary code. To detect button clicked, I recommend to use pointer event. Pointer down to detect button click down. Now hover on it. Select Implement Interface to add these code into. Event on pointer down was added. Whenever this button is clicked down, this event will be triggered. Let's print out a message to test it. Ctrl S to save it. Try to click on button restart again. Button is detected, and message is printed out. Now let's reload the current scene after click button restart. Let's use Event Scene Manager. Load scene. Enter the name of scene you want to load into. We are going to load the current scene. Let's create new variable to get name of current scene. First, get the current active scene. It will return the active scene. We need name of it. Now you have the name of current scene. Let's reload the current scene after button restart is clicked. Save your script. Press play. After button restart is clicked, it will reload the current scene. Open folder Pixel Adventure 1. Let's search for image start. Let's use this image to create location where player is started. Hold Shift and select all, drop them into hierarchy to create its animation. Make it bigger. Name it Start Location. Move it to player. If you press play, player will go through it. Let's add box collider to start location, for player can stand on it. Make sure his trigger is not checked. Edit size of collider. Press play again, player can stand on it now. If you press button restart, player position will be reset too. Let's choose this image for our checkpoint. Hold and drop it into hierarchy. Name it checkpoint. Then move it to any location you want. Whenever player touched this checkpoint, new location will be saved. So we need to detect player using Box Collider 2D. Adjust size of collider. Next, add some script to handle when player touched this checkpoint. Name it checkpoint. Open it. Remove unnecessary code. Because we are using is trigger option for collider, whenever this collider touch any other objects, event onTrigger enter 2D will trigger. All information of collision will be stored in this variable. Let's compare this collision to detect, if it was player object. We will use tag player to detect it. Make sure your player has tag player already. If this checkpoint was touched by player, let's print out a message to confirm it. Got new checkpoint. Save your script. Press play to test it. Move player to our checkpoint location. Checkpoint was activated successfully. Let's create an animation for checkpoint when it is activated. Select all these images and drop them into hierarchy. Name it checkpoint animation. A new object is created too. Make its size bigger. When you create new animation, it will create new animator also. Rename this checkpoint animator. This is animation you just created from above images. If you open its animator, you can see our new checkpoint animation was added here. This animation will be played automatically when object is on screen. You can turn on loop time to repeat this animation endlessly. Back to our checkpoint object we just created. You can see component animator on it, and checkpoint animator was added in it too. When game is running, checkpoint animation will run automatically. You can delete this object now, because we just need its animation and its animator. We already have the checkpoint idle here. This will be the state of checkpoint when it is not triggered. To switch to another animation, we need to add component animator first. Add checkpoint animator into. If you run the game, this animation will be played right away. Because inside animator, there is only one animation. Let's create animation when checkpoint is in idle. Right-click, create animation. Name it checkpoint idle. Now add this checkpoint idle into our animator. To play animation idle at first, let's make it as a default animation. Let's run the game again. You can see the checkpoint is at idle animation. You can check its current animation in tab animator. Next, when player touch this checkpoint, we will play checkpoint animation. Open C# script checkpoint again. We already know whenever player touched this checkpoint. Let's switch animation of checkpoint here. To play animation, we need to get its component animator inside our script first. Create new variable with type animator. And name animator component or any names you want. We will get this component when the object is created or awake event. To get a component, use getComponentEvent. After you have component animator, you can call and play any animations now. To play animation, use animatorPlayEvent. Let's play animation checkpoint animation. When player touch checkpoint object, You just need to enter name of animation to play. Make sure you entered the correct name here. I recommend Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to paste it. Save your script. Let's test it. Move player and hit the checkpoint. Checkpoint was triggered and checkpoint animation was played very well. After checkpoint was triggered, player position should be saved here if he has died. But now if you restart the game scene, player position was reset at the start. Let's fix it. To save player position for the next time game opened, you can use player pref that is learned last video. You can save a string, float or integer. But you cannot save a vector 3 position with this. Player position will have x, y and z position, so you have to separate them and save into 3 different variables. First is player position x, with any values now. Then, player position y and z. Player position at checkpoint was saved now. But I recommend to save it as a string. To practice and handle string events, you will use it a lot in future. Let's name this variable as player position. This will be player new position at checkpoint. Because this C# script is inside this checkpoint object, so you can use transform to get its current position easily. This position has value of vector 3. But our variable is a string, so we need to convert vector 3 value to a string. It is a type of string now. Then save this value to player pref player position. Let's print out this value to debug log to check it. Ctrl+S to save your script. Press play. Move player to checkpoint. Checkpoint was triggered, and new player position was saved and printed out. This is position at checkpoint position, and it is a string now. This is a string, and we need to separate it to x, y and z value. First of all, let's remove round brackets in our string. To remove a character inside a string, you can use event string replace. It find all characters has the same old character and replace it with new character. Let's remove open bracket in player position. To delete it, I replace it with a blank. Save your script. Then test it. Player position was saved, but the open bracket was deleted. Next, let's delete close bracket, and all white space in this string too. Remove close bracket. And remove all white space. Save your script. Run the game again. Now checkpoint position has numbers with character comma only. After you have checkpoint position, or new player position, you can move player to this position now. Create new script on player to move it to checkpoint position when game is started. Open it. Remove unnecessary code. When game is started, We will move player to checkpoint position. We already saved checkpoint position to this player pref's player position. To get value of player pref variable, we use player pref's get string to get a string variable. Enter name of variable to get its value. You need to enter the default value also, in case checkpoint is not triggered yet. Give it any values you want. I will give it a text of null. Print out current checkpoint position to check it. Let's test it. When game is started, current checkpoint position was printed out. This is position at checkpoint was saved. Now let's handle to separate this checkpoint position to x, y and z numbers value. Because to move player to new position, we need a vector 3 with x, y and z value. We will split this string position into 3 string that has x, y, z numbers. To do that, use string, split event. Among numbers inside the string, they are separate with comma. The result will be an array of string. So make sure your variable type is an array of string too. To get each item of array, you can use for each event. Each item inside will have type of string. You can name each item any names you want. I will name them value. Now print out each items inside this array of string to check it. Press play to test. Saved checkpoint position was separated into 3 different items. These will be x, y and z value of position of current checkpoint. The first item is x value of position. Second item is y value of position. Last one is z position. You can get each item value inside array of string directly by this way. First item is position x of location. First item is index 0. Each item of array string will be a string type. We need to convert it to a number or type of float. Use float parse to convert a string to a float. This will be x position of checkpoint. Second item is y position of checkpoint. Second item has index 1. Third item is z position of checkpoint, with index is 2. Finally we have numbers of x, y, z position of saved checkpoint location. This C# script is inside player object. To move player to checkpoint position, use transform position event. It will need a vector 3 value. We have x, y, z position of checkpoint already. Add them into, to move our player there. Now we have finished how to move player to a saved checkpoint location. In case player finished a game map or a level, then we have to reset checkpoint location to null. If null, there is no checkpoint to save player position yet. If not null, there is a saved checkpoint already, and we move player there. I will talk about this carefully in next tutorial. End scene to next game map. Run the game to see how it works. When game is loaded, player was moved to the current saved checkpoint location. In one game map, usually there are many checkpoint locations. Let's duplicate this checkpoint objects to many more as you want. Then run the game to test it. Player will start at the current checkpoint. Move him to hit the next checkpoint. The next checkpoint was triggered and saved new position. If the game is reloaded, player will start at new checkpoint position. Everything works perfect. Don't forget to subscribe my channel to save the video. See you in next video.